Hello, everybody, and this is Tanya, episode 3 of season 2. Now, I am a bit sick right now. You may hear it in my voice, so I may be a bit slower, but I really wanted to watch this because I've been looking forward to this as a long time, and I'm gonna watch the episode when it comes out, alright? And last time we ended on quite a few questions regarding the whole well, not the peace thing exactly, but how exactly the Empire plans to really enact this. And it seems to be somewhat successful based on the Federation's response to it, that they've made friends, and the other nations' response to it. But I'm pretty sure that being X is gonna cause some mess around here, but maybe not, because the Empire is on the back foot, you could say, the underdog. And Being X probably wants the war to continue as long as possible, because right now Tanya has shown no sign of ever, ever giving up to Being X. I don't see her doing that. But she could surprise us because her mental state is increasingly how do you say, affected, and we don't know the amulet's effect on her mind either, the mental corruption. But she seems to. Oh no, I just thought about it, and yeah, she thought about her friendship with Visha, and now I'm starting to get afraid that they die, but probably not. Right? Ah, I'm rambling right now. Let's just begin the episode.
連邦からの執拗なハラスメント攻撃に手を焼いていた帝国軍は連邦内の反体制派の自治を認めることで
Anti-government forces. Good find. I'm gonna lower the volume a bit. That's for tall people, not fat people. I'm surprised they find something for Tanya, because she probably needs specialized equipment. She is of a higher rank, so I could see her being some privilege, but still. Aww. Alright, I want to pause on this map. So they've completely wiped out the Ententa Alliance's military, or at least occupy it. Which I was a bit unsure about, and they seem to be, yeah. Federation, they pushed a bit in, not too far it seems, and of course, the Allied Kingdom. Which seems honestly to be a bit of a stalemate, since they have superior air forces, and it's a natural defense. It's a big island, you know? Hmm. What's there? I really like this transition. We've seen it multiple times, and to me it seems like it's old documentaries. I forgot what it's called, but it's a certain method of recording things, and it leaves these marks. Hmm.
側面支援と意向ではないか。国際協調も兼ねて連合王国との共同作戦はどうかね。
Big eyes.
同盟国を支援するべく陽動作戦を行う。東部の帝国軍に側面から脅威を与えるのだ。
Interesting. By Navy. It's gonna be hard to go through that to support the Federation, but as we know, the Imperial has a army-based army, or I suppose military, so I could see that, like him having a better navy. Hold on, what did she say? I see. Oh. So that's why they're Hmm.
くそ、どこまでも春は
Spring's a long way away.
結果
Indeed.
連邦
Oh.
連合王国軍
We're skipping some time. I like it a lot. We get a summary. I like this visual showing us. It makes it very clear where everything is and what's planning.
は撤退
Hmm.
帝国軍も増派部隊を引き上げ東部戦線への再配置を決定した対局的には些細な小競り合いではあったがその裏ではイルドア
Minor skirmish. I mean, to be honest, I could see the Allied Kingdom really pulling its punches and holding back because they want the appearance of supporting the Federation. Because the Allied seem to have the opinion that the Empire will eventually collapse. They can't keep this war up to continue defending and hope that the Federation and the Empire kill each other. And I think they believe it's inevitable, so they wait in the back line. But they still have to seem like they support the Federation since they're allies. And at the international sphere, it's a good look, basically, since the Empire is the enemy of the world.
王国が動き始めていた
Action behind the scenes. Now, what do you mean by that? Because, to be honest, based on last episode's end credits, they are very much potential allies. I am curious about why and what they're up to, because I don't think they would just involve themselves because of the goodness in their hearts or because they just really want to be friends. I mean, maybe because it would be possible because they're so incredibly afraid of the Empire, but that doesn't seem to be the case. So I am curious. I just hope that this doesn't make the Empire into more military conflicts, because that would go against their whole goal of peace, and the reputation again would be ruined. I'm not even talking about other nations, I'm talking within their nation. If it becomes clear that the Empire is entering new conflicts, it would be hard to keep the whole peace argument going. But I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Just want to protect that smile. Hmm. Spying, are we? Oh. This story is a work of fiction, yeah. Bunch of burglars. Which means they pay more. Or that. That would also be good. And end this war, other countries face us endlessly. Indeed, that is true. And it also works for the Empire, because if they have a debt to the Ildau kingdom, it also means that they have an interest in the Empire winning that war, which means if it becomes more and more desperate, they're gonna probably support the Empire more and more. So the Empire would win with such a view of their nation. Just in that case, but overall, maybe not. I recognize this voice actor. I'm just looking at the reflection. Save our poor allies, indeed. Well-intentioned mediator. With a title like that, it sounds like it's gotta be some mediator coming out, maybe another country, but it's just not gonna work. It doesn't seem like it will. The Federation's leader is crazy, and the Empire is, well, defending itself. So there's not that much a mediator could accomplish, maybe. I've forgotten the reason why the Federation invaded the Empire, so I may be wrong, but we know that the Federation leader, I've forgotten his name, I apologize, but he is quite obsessed with Tanya, which could really hinder negotiations, potentially. I don't know. He seems very unstable, but he still seems like he have a grasp on reality. So perhaps. Sudden? Alright, alright. Another sense like we saw with the Republic. Yeah. I bet, yeah. That Republic really scarred Strategic HQ. That gotta be traumatizing. Yeah. Maybe. I apologize. I didn't expect him to be that forthcoming, but yeah. Yeah, it would be a poor idea to simply, but I agree because uh, it's incredibly helpful for the Empire because their biggest problem, not the biggest problem, but one of their biggest problem is really how they're viewed by the world and the world enemy. And both getting an ally would help in that, and don't forget the military aid and also the resource aid, because as we know, the Empire is really struggling resource wise, so it could open a whole new avenue. Mm. I'm surprised. Not really surprised, but I'm glad to see how much trust they have in each other. And yeah, he makes a good point, and I think they'll allow it and show some goodwill, you know? Oh. Hey, is this something the military do? I don't know. But laying out their gear like that. Making sure they got everything. Yeah. Guest facility. Hmm. I see. I mean, you seem like a nice, stable guy. I mean, you're a general, so maybe I shouldn't say nice, really, but you seem reasonable, I should say. Calandro. Interesting handshake. Like the sound effect. Was he handed something? Oh. His hands are far too strong for him to be a mere political general. Hmm. Interesting. Maybe it's there by pure merit. And that would be interesting. Uh, How very well intentioned. Oh. Oh. I mean, you literally said well intentioned mediator, but I am sorry, it's not gonna work. But I can only really see the Empire gaining something from this. Because again, it shows the Empire's willingness for peace, and of course, the Federation would demand some outrageous things. And as a mediator, that wouldn't go around. And so I think eventually it will result in the mediator, which is their kingdom in this case, taking the Empire's side. I could definitely see that happening. Of course, the opposite would be pretty possible if it weren't for the fact that the Federation is works very differently than pretty much every other nation we've seen so far. Oh. Hmm. Between our spreads. Yeah, they are, but our leader back home. Yeah. I mean, they are an empire, so presumably they have an emperor. And we haven't seen anything about them. We haven't even heard them mention their actual political leader. And I would very much like to see the imperial family. And yeah, that is pretty much just it. I would like to see them. Yes. Hmm. Oh. Wait, what? I'm going back a bit just to make sure I'm understanding this. Alright, I could see a point of view there. Internal. Alright. We're also prepared to work with the states. I thought he said that they've already begun to make small talk with the states. Of course, it would be incredibly premature to do that, which is why I went back. And very optimistic, very optimistic. I mean, eventually you gotta call for peace, but I mean, it seems like they don't think that this war is gonna go on for too much longer. Also, yeah, interesting that they've chosen to take this up during a sudden mobilization exercise, a military exercise, and that has to be monitored by the other nations, because I'm pretty sure everyone has his eye on this, because there are pretty much everyone afraid that a new player is going to enter the war, and thus they need to reconsider their plans. So this may be nothing more than a scare tactic, the sheer mobilization, and so more a sign that they wanted to talk with the Empire. Could be that. But maybe. I find it still somewhat strange. I think there's something I'm not catching. Those southern leeches. I'm gonna be honest. I like the insults that Kurt is throwing right now, but he clearly has some sort of dislike for them, while our boy Hans is having a bit of a different view. But yeah, it's not gonna work out. I doubt that they're gonna put out the right conditions. It's probably nothing more than a play for more national strength or authority, something like that. Pretty much. I mean, I suppose the military would be the ones to really look at the proposal, but wouldn't other branches also be needed? Anyway, we're prepared to accept observers. Now that I can see is a more controversial move, because even though they're allies, depending on where those observers are, they could have access to some really sensitive information that the Empire does not want anybody to know about. And it may not even be that they're afraid that... Well, they are afraid that they'll leak the intel. I would be at least, but depending on how and where they put these observers. They're essentially spying. And they'll use these to make decisions during the peace talks. I mean, this is just not gonna work out. Because if they're gonna do that, wouldn't they also need observers on the Federation side? And the Federation may accept, but both sides, neither the Empire nor the Federation is gonna put those observers to get a real view at things. They're both gonna put a favorable view, so I guess it's just part of things. Yeah. Back to these. I'm moving around. At least, I mean, she complained that they're dirty, but if you look at this room, it's sparkling clean and not a dirt in sight. I'm trying to read this map, but I can't. I see. The caveat of having such good friends. Back and forth. To be honest, that actually made me a bit afraid that the house is just gonna blow up, because everybody's thinking that, and I am pretty much sure Hans is gonna figure it out or come up with an idea. I know that some people call him Setter and otherwise, but I have him written down in my notes as Hans, so that's what I'm calling him, and he's my man. Is Solution gonna come walking in? Maybe the new intel about the kingdom? Oh, maybe it's Eric. Yes, it is. You look pretty happy. I can feel the passive aggressiveness. Right now, right here, they don't enjoy each other's company. Oh, an observer, yeah. Interesting posting. Oh? Yes. What is it? But you can tell us now. New orders. Oh. Today I will become a mobile combat team commander. What? You're gonna work for Tanya? Hold on. What is exactly is your position? A mobile combat team commander. An infantry team? Or something else? It could be anything, really. Ah. Why? Oh, never mind. You'll be serving under me. I'm second in command of a non-existent rearrogant combat team. what is this? Seems, to be honest, this seems more like a some kind of organization thing. Like, not an actually, but they just want the image of this. Maybe to tell the kingdom, the other observers, that he is in fact very impressive. Because the Salamanders group is presumably pretty secret. So I guess that could be possible. But I find it strange. And are you gonna take all the credit? I mean, two things. Two things. First off, that's kind of sad that you're stealing credit from Tanya that she probably feels like she rightfully deserves. But then on the other hand, you're taking a massive amount of responsibility off her. Because if you are in the well, actually, never mind. Well, hold on. I thought for a minute that since his name is on the documentation, he will take all the credit and responsibility for the Salamanders group, what they're doing basically. And so Tanya is going to be out of the limelight. But then later, if they lose the war, pretty much every high official is going to stand trial. And so it still will be the recount of those around them about what kind of decisions and some such that they made. So I'm not sure that it will save her from execution or something along those lines. But maybe it will smoothen the ride, I guess. I mean, Tanya, also, I should have added it on, but Tanya just wants to live a peaceful life. She really just want to continue living a peaceful life because that's her revenge for being X after the war. And if she can do that, she succeeded, whether she has a massive amount of money, prestige, or anything like that. As long as she doesn't live in squalor, I could figure that she would be pretty happy. Although, from an outsider's perspective, from our friend here, Eric, his view of Tanya is just getting more and more messed up because he doesn't know about being X and everything. His view of her is that she's a warmonger. And right now, that person, warmongers, well, I don't know too many warmongers, so I can't say, but they're also very much into the prestige and credit. I did this and some such. And she's just gonna seem more insane to him right now. Depending on her response, of course. That's right, I completely forgot that they owe her now. And that's an incredibly huge favor. Oh, getting, like, being owed by such high military personnel. Because she can pull this on the guys at Strategic HQ whenever she wants. Kind of. Sort of. Sort of. Huh. There was something else, but I've forgotten. I'm sorry. Hell yes. Yeah, she needs to at least pretend that this hurt her. Or maybe not. Maybe she's gonna continue to portray this perfect imperial soldier. Yes, she is. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. I love her acting. I love this scene. I love this scene because I am pretty sure that Eric believes her. I don't think he's suspicious at all. This aligns with his view, I think, and it's. I was expecting you to shoot me there. I shouldn't be laughing this much. My throat hurts like hell, but still. Oh, you're such a funny man. No, is it over? Oh, sort of wanted.
はじめまして、フロイライン。
Fräulein.
経験済みですよ、大佐殿。すでに全身血に染まっております。フラウとでも中佐とでもお好きにお呼びして。
I've forgotten what Fräulein or Frau means. I'm pretty sure that's German for lady, but I don't know. So
くださいませ。
艦船部官として派遣された。
can't say I'm a huge fan of the uniform. It's brown. I prefer ours. Well, the Empires are gray and green, but at least it's distinctive. You can't accidentally mistake them. But
ビルジニオ・カランドロ大佐だ。
I could actually see them being good friends
ターニャ・フォン・デグレチャフ中佐であります。
because he seems like if he is a soldier, as his hand would suggest, and he's been to the battlefield, he knows the hardship. He from merit has risen. He could probably relate to Tanya, who's done the exact same thing. Well, she's a mage, and it's a bit of a different, but still, it's in principles the same thing. So I could see them being good friends. I would like that, to see Tanya have more friends beyond just her troops. And I'm also curious about what's gonna happen here, because Tanya's obviously also gonna know this because she's also pretty observant about the hand. But I'm curious about if her hand is also incredibly hard, or if magic has, well, protected and the hand sits enough that it's not gonna leave scars and some such. But I don't know.
確認の二つ名は伺っていたが、
Go on and see the
姿から
title.
戸惑いを隠せないな。
被弾面積が小さいので得をしてるんですよ。流れ弾にはご注意を。
Indeed.
それは困った。戦場は中腰であるか。
Aww.
ようこそ最前線へ。
And what?
英国を代表し、
I mean, Tanya may be playing it up a bit, but I like seeing Tanya smile and dance around a bit. She dances quite a lot, actually, when she's happy. We usually see it with an insane smile on her face. I don't think Risha does it too. But they'll dance when they're exceptionally happy, and I like it. And I'm gonna go back a bit. This is quite a wholesome interaction, actually.
ようこそ最前線へ。
They're talking about some more shit, but they're having fun.
歓迎を申し上げさせてください。
Hmm. No. And the military observer going around. And the supply issues aren't really
温かい食事が。
always get warm meals. They used to have supply problems, but no longer because of the recent council thing. And I'm curious about if they're gonna tell him that.
食事は式に関わりますから、大佐殿も冷めないうちに。
Course. Course.
最前
I'm curious how old he is, because he seems young, but in some shots I feel like he is on the older side.
線でありながら、部隊の規律もしっかりしている。
I too would be very well different if Tanya was my commander. But she hasn't had him for too long, so.
これだけの体制を維持するとなると、帝国も出費がかさむ一方だろうな。
Hmm.
周囲の情報を
Interesting take on it.
先ほどアーレンス隊が敵戦車軍と遭遇。
失礼。
Hmm.
このまま同席させていただいてもいいかな。
That's good. That's good. I was a bit annoyed that he interrupted the conversation, but he asked if he could stay. So that is purely, I guess, military professionalism, or just professionalism in general.
もちろんですとも。正直言うと鬱陶しいが。
That's a, we've heard them swear a lot more this season than last, and I don't think necessarily that's a bad change. It could just demonstrate their increasing frustration with everything, and then people naturally do swear a bit. But We're pretty much used to it, but somewhat of a change.
この場合はどのような対応を？
ここは砲兵の出番かと。
砲撃？
Yeah, it reminds me of the time in last season, episode 7 or 8, where they really artillery striked residential places with no warning over a residential area. No, they're gonna give a warning.
犠牲は最小化で。
Oh,
中佐、その種の砲撃
I agree.
軍事国際法違反なのでは？
陸戦条約は相互主義です。交戦国がことごとく本条約の当事者で。
Oh. I was very surprised because we all know that our angel Tanya don't commit war crimes because I see it everywhere I look. And by that I mean I see people saying that she doesn't commit any war crimes, and so far we haven't seen her. But yeah, interesting that it only applies when all parties to a war are signatories. And by that I mean they've agreed to the war crime list, I guess. It's probably called convention or something like that. But yeah, I could see that the Federation is not one of those signatures. But then what really happens when partitions in the war are, some have signed, some have not, the Federation and the Allied Kingdom? There have to be very different policies in this case, and it could be hard to organize. So, what will it be? And also, it's obvious that the Federation hadn't signed it because they commit very many atrocities in their own homeland internally. So,
である時に限り、締結国間にのみこれを適用する。関係の限り、連邦は陸戦条約へ調印しておりません。
だから
right.
町を焼けると。
You're taking a moral tone, I see. There was some sort of saying. I don't know. Either way, Tanya is the kind of girl to... I guess lawful evil would be the right now. No, lawful evil doesn't fit her, but just lawful, maybe. Either way, she's gonna fold a lot to the letter. She doesn't have to.
町も随分焼かれました。彼らの町もそうなるでしょう。
That is also an argument.
教会を巻き込むつもりか。
Oh.
宗教要員への攻撃は厳格に規範違反だ。
Wait, what did he say for a second? Attacks on religious personnel are a violation of wartime code. The same wartime code that she said that they haven't signed, and that the Federation themselves has also violated.
はて、何のお話です？
宗教施設要員は保護の対象で。
宗教施設であると示す特殊表彰がないことは確認済み。
The market is required to design it as a religious facility.
我々は慣習法や規範をも尊重します。ですが、表彰がないのは事実です。
Oh.
しかし、我はどう見ても。
大佐殿、
Are you telling me that it's fake? Either they removed it or the citizens I'm talking about, or it could be fake. I could see a country like the Federation that does not care about wartime law and anything, intentionally would use searches or structures that are similar to it to get around that rule and for it to be mistaken as a religious facility. But then I think that this war haven't been gone on for long enough for that to be practical for them to construct those for the ground up, and for them to remove it, the signatures would also be unnecessary since they don't follow the war law. So what is happening here? And they've done it before, and just him looking in horror. And I mean, I'm also suspect that he may also be a religious person or something along those lines, which would make this hurt him even more. Oh, really? You're gonna do a shot like that? I love that shot actually. With him, with Tanya in the eyes of him. But it is also quite fast they did it, that they, and he's probably scared right now of the sudden, of it just happening. He probably wanted to argue a lot more. And first, that would probably squander some kind of military advantage, but also how cold everyone here is against doing this, because they've done it before and they've dealt with it then. So, I hope he doesn't use this to generalize the Imperial soldier as Tanya. That's just me. Now you're being a bit sadistic. Tanya. Oh. Later, I presume. Interesting question. Good question. I am sure Tanya will. Tanya will probably exchange this image that they're willing to compromise very much. I think. I mean, that would open it up for negotiations, but in this case, I don't know if that's right or if that's what Tanya would do, because it's a negotiation tactic of making it seem like you never want to compromise. But I am no expert on such things, so I'm not sure how she will react. Cut your losses. No, no. Please. Please explain to him what you mean. Because that could mean something completely different. It could mean that you would never compromise. Literally. And that's not the view. Alright, explain it. Alright, that's better. You're smiling. Good view. You really like to portray this view of the ideal soldier, and well, not ideal soldier, I wouldn't say really, or maybe I'm just saying that because they called her that in the movie. So prioritize national interest even on the front lines. I mean, I love this. I really like the scene. It's interesting also because Tanya were essentially demoted before he arrives. So from his point of view, yeah, this is a lower tier officer. Lowest commander at the front lines. Interesting word choice, because Tanya is by no means the lowest commander at the front. Well, she is at the front, but she's not the lowest commander. But it could simply refer to that he heard no complaints. And he's making an incredible generalization, because the observers were very carefully picked where they would be sent, and that's obvious, basically. It would be insane not to do that. But yeah, Tanya is terrifying. The view, I mean, I love how Tanya looks to the rest of the characters. That may be almost my favorite thing in this entire show. It's just characters' reaction and relation to Tanya, because no one has a good view who Tanya is as a person. Well, very few of them has. And it's just interesting to see it influence the rest of everything. And just the dialogue. I find it very funny. Hold on. interesting visual of her grabbing the amulet. Hmm. Hmm. And her hands sort of trembling. Would mean that she's afraid. I mean, she is probably afraid of the mental corruption from the amulet. That's probably it. And another reason why she wants off the front lines and the war to end. Because the continued use of this will increase this mental corruption as she sees it. And she's scared of that. I too would be very scared of it because it's fundamentally altering her person. And that's an incredibly violating experience. Even for Tanya, it's traumatizing. Now, you seem, I mean, you don't, I mean, you talk reasonably and some such, but that statement is so, we're not believing that for a second, so it seems to come so incredibly arrogant. But I don't know. I don't know what he's planned. Back to bed. And you're happy. Because... and of course, an add-on to my bit when I said what my favorite point of the show was. And it's also how Tanya completely is incapable of looking how she perceives to the rest of the world, how people view her. She's incapable to seeing that because sorry, I'm stumbling, but she has very good psychological skills and social skills. However, she does not, sometimes she completely misses the mark of how she appears. And that's another thing I absolutely love about this show. Yeah, normal people, yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Sure. Aww. I'm saying aw because it's so optimistic. And, I mean, we don't believe it because the Federation seems completely insane, and Being X, a literal, almost godlike being, is trying to perpetuate this war. So I don't believe it will work out. However, from a meta sense, you could also look, and I try to avoid looking at it from a meta perspective. I really don't like looking at it through this lens because that makes everything pretty boring. But that also suggests that, yeah, we wouldn't have a story if it just ended the war, so that's never gonna happen. But that's a boring meta view. I don't like it. But yeah. Oh, close your eyes and sleep and dream of when this war will end. Being X. Is Being X gonna be? No. No. I thought Being X was about to be there. I am looking forward when Being X appears next. Again? Another visitor? Eric? Who? Oh! We haven't seen him in a long time. He works in railway development, I'm pretty sure. Something along those lines. Transport, maybe. It's been a very long time since I saw season 1, but he is a guy with a conscience. He likes Tanya. And yeah, generally good friends. But from Strategic HQ, you've been promoted. And her kind of forcing a smile, and it comes off as rude. And she's probably gonna appear quite different when they've left. But he seems like a reasonable person, and he could absolutely understand that war takes a toll on all of them. So. That is quite nice. Oh? Some special reason?
立てられぬよう見張り役のようなものです。
Oh. Oh. Oh, returning some favors, are we? Last time, if I remember correctly, he informed Tanya of the shock and awe operation, the Open Sesame, that the one that pretty much ended a war almost. And so she's returning a favor, you know. Depending on how informed he is, but he doesn't seem too informed of what's happening right now, so. But, yeah.
私も急な感染武漢を招き入れた身としていくらか気になっていまして。早急に公安をまとめるなら多少の妥協もやむなしと上はお考えで。
Probably. We all want the war to end.
やはり相互に請求権を放棄しての無賠償。占領地を放棄し、国境線は戦前の現状回復でしょうか。その場合、なんなら軍縮条約も締結。
I mean, I don't think neither the Federation or the Imperial faction would approve of shrinking their armies because, excuse me, both of them have threats beyond each other. The Imperium would leave itself vulnerable to the Allied Kingdom and the Unified States if they're gonna involve. We've seen some stuff there. And the Federation is just a horrible place. So I could see them making a few enemies and not really wanting to shrink their army. Oh, how much money we've spent, how many lives we've lost. Strange, actually, that you mentioned first how much money we've lost to how many lives we've lost. But is it worth the continual loss of life? A disagreement here. Tanya is a frontline officer, but this is increasing tensions.
結論から申し上げますと、犠牲に見合う成果と犠牲をこれ以上出さない未来であれば、後者を希望します。
Oh.
割り切れません。
Yeah, I mean, it is. I've forgotten what principle it is, but essentially, they've already lost so much, they can't just give up now. Rather, they lose a bit more and gain everything they've ever wanted, then stop. And that may be the view that they're having. The soldiers, well, many officials here that really identify with the Empire would view it that way. Now, soldiers like Tanya, who doesn't really care about the Empire and just want to live, continue living, and just want to get away from the awfulness that is war, seeing their friends die, living in squalor, everything along that, they just want to get away from it. So those views are completely valid. And so... Aww.
むしろ中佐殿はなぜ割り切れるのですか。
割り切るしかないからだ。前線指揮官の本領は選択と集中にある。必要とあらば損切りとて可能だろう。
失礼ですが、それは理屈です。
Interesting discussion right here. And yeah, what he said. Hold on. I'm sorry, man, but that's just logic. I have opinions, but no, never mind. It's not exactly the same, but yeah, the thing with honor and the whole thing, it's an emotional response, right? not the whole thing, not what am I saying, but it's Tanya again seems to may have made this mistake of not focusing on the human side, the emotional side, and it's actually one of the main points of the ending of the first season is that she she has a whole speech about it. It's an amazing speech about humanity and that humans are not logical beings. And yeah, these soldiers have it. And she said that then that the HQ, Strategia HQ, is a fortress of logic and reason. So, and we've seen that they share her view that the sooner the war ends, the better.
それは理屈なのです。
Very emotional, but I get where he's coming from. Doesn't mean I agree, but and I'm sure even Tanya feel that way. And
まずいな。信頼できる同期や部下までもがコンコルド効果に陥っているとは。
of the Concord effect. Is that what it's called?
これは参謀本部や
For GHQ and high leadership.
現場の説得でのたうち回るぞ。
Yeah.
力で鎮圧か。味方殺しは今後。
What are you talking about? I am not knowledgeable about war. But is that really a hard process to convince frontline soldiers to leave? That they even had to resort to killing some of them? That seems very extreme, and I am very surprised. Maybe please tell me in the comments if it's historically a thing that happens, that officers have to worry about and a thing to prepare for war. Now, obviously, as I said, I knew about this attitude you can have, but I thought there wasn't really anything you can do once the political leadership says that the war is over and both sides has agreed to a truce or something along those lines. Not a truce, but actual peace. And you could argue that right now Tanya is contemplating killing Weist, and I don't think she will, but I'm actually becoming a bit worried about the peace talks and some such, that it may just go through, but the Imperial soldiers will just not leave the front lines and continue fighting and kind of force the war to continue. That would be very, very bad. Oh, the Federation's demand. Oh, this is going very quick right now. Essentially, what Tanya said is what she wants. Well, not want, but you get what I mean. What she think would happen. I actually... I think that Hans will agree with that. But Kurt... No. He will not. And to begin with, it's... I can't... Interesting. Regarding the peace discussions. I mean, it's peace. They can revise it, but I don't think the Federation would accept... I mean, it's obvious they're on the losing side, but still. Well, no, I shouldn't say that, but still. Oh? Doing this in front of everyone. Interesting, a direct challenge. Oh. Oh, what? Hold on, what? You went behind his back? Alright, alright. I need to higher the volume a bit and go back because this is too epic not to do that. That is an awesome line, and you look pretty badass right now. Oh, we will begin Operation Iron Hammer. Oh my god. I'm gonna move the volume and talk during that ending. Wow, I really didn't expect that. I am very surprised. I mean, we've always seen Kurt as a very emotional man, and not emotional necessarily, but he really believes in the Empire and their might. And I really didn't expect them to have this chance of peace and refuse it. It's bad publicity. And, I mean, you could twist it. You probably could twist it in that the people in these regions that we occupy right now, that we have given civilian governments, they have the right to be free from the oppressive communist ideology. Something along those lines. As an excuse to why they refused the peace sign. But I'm shocked. And it seems to be building to a conflict between Hans and Kurt. Setor. Which, if that's the case, I'm really looking forward to it. Turning the volume back on, and yeah, I just need a few seconds to process what just happened, and yeah. Damn. Oh, why are you posing? Huh? Oh. What is these pictures? Oh. Is he... It could be that the weight of responsibility is falling on his shoulder and he doesn't like it. Or it could be to the conversation they've had and he's worried he's gonna get killed. I could see Wisha warning him. Oh, never mind. Huh. Oh. Really? I'm sorry, buddy, but now you can imagine how Tanya was. Was that the ending? That is the ending. Right, a lot of things happened this episode. Sad that we didn't see too much about how the council and some such is working, but we may get that later. But I really like the beginning of this, the recap and everything, the Elio Kingdom providing a way out for the Empire and everybody else, basically. But it didn't work out. We could suspect that Kurt has been influenced by being X, but based on his personality, I believe it's reasonable. Where is it? Here. it's really interesting that he went behind Sitter's back. Because, I mean, organization-wise, he probably didn't. But they're friends, and he did hide this, I feel like, from Satur. So that's interesting. And... Huh. I like the new character. I liked him. I love the interaction he and Tanya had. So sweet. And yeah, if everybody acted rationally, it would be the end of the war. But you could also argue that the peace wouldn't last long. Like, at this point, the Empire, not the Empire, the Allied Kingdom, the Unified States, and some such would come in conflict with the Empire because of the whole underdog thing. So the war probably would continue, but Tanya may have been able to escape during that time. So, hmm. Huh. Yeah, I like this episode. A lot of things in it. There wasn't too much animation flexing, but still a great episode. I don't really watch this for the animation either, but it's great to see it improving, and Tanya just being a sweet angel. uh, I don't think I have anything more to comment on. Yeah, tell me what you think, and I'll see you some other time.